Hi, everybody. This is Rick here. Welcome to Digital Fortress. I got a few things to go over today. There's a new Daedalus Wallet release 2.4.0 came out just today. So if you open Daylist, you'll get an update notification, or you can go to the website and download it. And there's a video by Darko Magic also explaining how to use Daedalus 2.4.0. I'm going to do a screen share and show you how it works here in a little bit. And also go over the puzzles that I've been making for Digital Fortress as like an incentive to play along. If you guys like puzzles, I'll tell you about how that works. So hello, everyone. Roadrunner, good to see you here. Flower Rules, Anonymous, Green Simplicity, I the King, welcome. Good to see you all here. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. As you know, I do these live streams and demonstrate how Daedalus wallets work. Sometimes I do Yoroi when updates come out. And you can pretty much ask me anything. It's an AMA, and I'll answer things as best I can. And some things I won't answer, depends on what you ask. So I'm going to go on to sharing my screen here with the, oh, how do you guys like my t-shirt, huh? How do you like that? There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. We're going for number one, baby. Going for number one. All right. So I'm going to share Daedalus Wallet here and go through a brief rundown of that wallet. So we'll put my other screen up there. All righty, and looks good. Looks good. All right. David Ely, good to see you there. Carl, Flower Rules, how you doing? How's it going, everybody? All right, so here's a Daylist wallet. I have it pulled up. Most of the changes occur inside the stake pools tab here, okay? In the network indicator, and you have the delegation center, stake pools, and of course, rewards and so on showing over there. So on the changes here, what we have is you now have the saturation indicators shown here, and they're shown in green. And I'll give you my take on the saturation indicators and how that works. And you have the ranking system. Okay, so it has a ranking system of the wallets. No, not everybody's going to be happy with the ranking system. I'll give you my take on the ranking system in a little while, but first explain a little bit how Daedalus works here. So you have saturation indicators, whether or not they're green or not, in wallet rankings. Now, something that appears to be, it's going to be a little bit controversial here is with the wallet rankings, when you default open it, the slider bar is at 1,000 ADA, how much you are going to delegate. Please make sure you use this slider bar to help calculate your optimal pool if you would like. This slider bar is very important. So when it's set to 1,000, and I go down through the rankings here, you'll see there is a cutoff where pools are no longer ranked, and they kind of drop off down the bottom here. No ranking is actually shown. And coincidentally, DIGI3 happens to be one of the last ranked wallets. That's my new pool. DIGI3 is my new pool. This is the real DIGI3. And you can tell by the pool ID, and it's the other fake Digi3s have been smashed out of the wallet. So the fake Digi3s won't show up. Okay. So it happens to be the last ranked one in there. And my buddy Glitch here with One Love, that pool fell off the ranking for whatever those parameters are. I don't know what they are, but some of the updates here are you have tooltips. So you have the saturation indicator. That's a big update. And you have tooltips that explain what saturation is and the rank, the current amount of live stake. So each one of these you mouse over, it gives you the indicator that explains what each of those parameters mean. Now, I think that is a very good improvement. That's an excellent update to the wallet, because usually the questions I get, people ask about amplifying details. What does this parameter do for you? So now the answers are right there in the wallet. So that's very good for Daedalus to have the tooltips in there. And Yoroi also has some tooltips. If you notice, if you go on ADA pools for every category they have tooltips on ADA pools. If you want to look up pledge and however that works. So anyway, there's your big updates. There are the ranking indicator and the pledge saturation. Now, a while back, there were some saturated pools, and you've heard people make a lot of points to get the communications out there that there are saturated pools. So now there's really not any saturated pools, or maybe there's one left. But here's how this saturated indicator works. You have green all the way up to 100%, okay, which is a good thing, because the way the protocol is designed, it's designed for optimal network rewards. Optimal rewards across the network is you want to saturate K pools. Now, right now, K is set to 150. So the protocol is trying to saturate K pools, 150 pools, for optimal rewards on the network. So now, I personally, I think it should be a little higher than 150, maybe 200, 250 in that range. But anyway, that's not my call. Anyway, the indicator will go up to 100%, good to go. It's green. Then it will turn orange from 100 to 110%. Then it will turn red after 110% saturation, which I believe is more accurate. For example, PoolTool used to have orange as you approach saturation, and that was to like scare delegators off, right? Which is the opposite of what the protocol would do. But they took away the orange indicator. Now it just goes red at saturation, which is probably the correct thing to do is once it hits saturation, because sometimes a pool will make blocks beyond the point of saturation and will not gain those rewards depending on how the luck goes. But on average, it should be fine. I figured an optimal zone is at about 90 to 95% saturation. And Susan, you'll see her on Twitter, she does a spreadsheet that explains optimal zones as well. She does a pretty good job of that. All right, so that was the stuff I wanted to explain on Daedalus. Oh, well, most importantly here is dial in the amount you want to delegate. So let's say you want to delegate 150,000 or 200,000, somewhere in that range. It will change the ranking. You see how you get the little swirl indicator. I'm going to check your questions here. Support. Yeah, Pi has still no hardware wallet support. I don't see it there yet. I'll check on it in a minute. So 212,000, the rankings change, and you see these colors change and a little bit, right? But I have not really seen a big change until you hit about 500,000. So let's say you have a bag of 550,000, 600,000 or so. Okay, you'll start to see more pools become ranked again. And what it's saying is, this is the part I don't understand. You see how there's more, right? So instead of 200 and some pools, now we're up 400, 500, 600, and so on. And now it's not until the very bottom here where you have pools that are not ranked. And what the wallet is supposed to be telling you, I'm going to assume it's accurate, but I don't know for sure because there's some threshold in the parameters, and I don't know what the thresholds are on pledge and number of blocks. I don't know what threshold the wallet is looking at. So you still have unranked pools down here, okay, even at 500,000. And the higher you dial it up, let's say you got big giant Kong bags up there in the 2 or 3 million range, okay? Now at that point, your delegation is probably bigger than the pool's pledge, so you're up in the 3 million range, and let's see how it goes. Now, once we get up there, you got more pools showing up, right? And then we're going to crank it all the way up. I think 220 million, maybe at around 220 million. If you had that much pledge, it's pretty unrealistic, not pledge, stake. If you had 220 million stake, yeah. So lucky you. All right, I'll just say that. Lucky you if you got 220 million. All right, yeah, it still doesn't mark all the pools. So I'm not sure what's going on down here. I looked at these a little bit. Some of them have low pledge. This is 150K. That's decent pledge. No blocks produced. So I'm not sure what the thresholds here are. I'm not sure what they are. Produce block 0. So these unranked pools means that you don't expect to get any rewards from those pools, which I find kind of odd because I think some of the pools on here, when I dial it down, once you hit about 2.5 to 3 million in stake, then each pool should, let me try dialing that in, about 2.5, let me do 3 million to be on the safe side. Any pool could make a block, but so I guess it's recommending, like if you have that much skin in the game, if you have 3 million in stake, then I guess the wallet would want to make a good recommendation. Yeah, so you see there, if someone's going to delegate 3 million, most of the wallets light up. See how most of them light up, okay? But there's still some left down here. So around the 3 million mark, it looks like you get them all lit up. I don't know the precise mark. I was playing with this slider bar, so I recommend try using this slider bar and see, let's say you have a million ADA and you want to break it up into 3 or 4 different pools and you make 3 or 4 different wallets. And then you can set it to like 300,000 or something like that. And you can check to see where those pools fall out based on that. But you gotta wait for this little swirl to finish. All right, I'm gonna check questions here in a minute. Then I'll go over the puzzle in a little while. And I guess I fortunately recently opened DIGI 3, and DIGI 3 still shows up as a ranked pool because we put 600,000 pledge on that pool and set the margin to 2.5. So that's a good thing. It made the cut, whatever those parameters are. It hasn't made any blocks yet because it's a brand new pool. Okay. Potential rewards is shown here. If you put in 1,000, here's your potential rewards. That's kind of an interesting feature to add. If you have 100,000, this is what is in Darko's video. Let's say I delegate 100,000 to a pool. And then, oh, this was the other cool feature. I almost missed this, almost missed it. The table view, or right here, okay? So I dial in 100,000 and say, what are my potential rewards? And I kick that over. And over here, it says, here's your potential rewards. You see that? So you dial in your delegation, how much you're going to delegate here, and it will tell you the potential rewards of the pools here, right? See the list? Now, what I think this is going to do, I wonder what happens if it goes down past 300. Let me scroll all the way down, making me dizzy. I'm sorry if I get you dizzy. Okay, so once you dial below a certain number, it says the potential rewards are just a dash. It doesn't say 0, but I'm wondering if it just means negligible or something like that. Okay, so that's the new table view, okay? The table view. And you can delegate from here also. You can find the pool of interest and click on it and delegate to that pool from the table view, okay? So that's another neat new feature. And it has, amplifying data. I like the table view. I think I'm going to play with this a little more and see how useful it is. I don't see the tooltips on there, but it does have the amplifying information in a nice format. Okay. All right. So let me bring down that screen share and get your questions. Any questions that y'all have? I couldn't see them there for a moment. Let's see here. Let's see. Flowers. Oh, David Illy said, love the shirt. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I had it custom made. There's a Team Mania nearby, and the folks over there do a great job. They put together a custom shirt real quick, and sometimes they do fancy artwork, and I just wanted, hey, make me a shirt that says this, and the guy put it together in 20 minutes or so. So that was pretty cool. It's a good place too. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? Great changes. Pretty much saturated pool with the green indicator on rank 1. Yep. Yeah, I know people don't like that. I know people don't like. They say, "Oh, well, it's close to saturation." Well, that's how the protocol was designed. I mean, I was kind of mentally prepared and trying to financially prepare for a K equals 250 to 500. And I was preparing myself to compete. How am I going to compete with pools that have like 3 million pledge, And then once the network parameters were released, I realized, yeah, I guess it's not going to be as difficult as I thought. So there you go. Oh, well, let me tell you about rankings. All right. So here's my take on rankings. Well, and I'll get to some more questions. Okay, it doesn't look like there's a lot of questions in there. Oh, Phil Mack says, when you add ADA to a staked wallet, does the wallet auto-update to the totals after 2 epochs? Yes, it updates like this, Philly Mac, is if I add ADA to a wallet today, then you go to the end of the epoch, and it goes into effect the following epoch after that. So the rewards from the new ADA comes from end of epoch plus 15 days. That's when you get the rewards for that ADA. Okay. So I stake it today. Then I go to the end of the epoch. 15 days after that, I get the rewards. I hope that's an easy way of explaining it. Okay. Let's see here. Sassy Boy says, the more you talk, the higher the prices are going. Keep talking. Oh, the price is going up? I hope so. I hope so. But, then again, I'm okay with the prices being okay for now. But, everybody likes green candles. Everybody gets happy. Let's see. Oh, the colors. So Carl says that shame the colors used. Those with color blindness may struggle like me. Using thickness or dash type could have helped. Yeah, usually color blindness does affect green and red. That's a really good point. Yeah, so maybe left to right, or number ranking. And you know what? That's a good point. You know, color blindness. Maybe eventually Daedalus will have a uh, accessibility mode for people who are visually impaired or have color blindness. You know, that's a good idea. That's great feedback. We can get that back to IOG. All right. Let me make sure my stream is still going. It looks like some data is missing, but let me know in the chat if it's still going, because I saw the data bar drop down. I'm assuming it's still going. Um, let's see here. Yeah, it says it's still streaming, but the data indicator dropped. All right. So any other questions, please let me know. Oh, I was going to tell you about ranking. All right. I'll give you an example about ranking. There's 1,000 pools out there. There's more than 1,000. Okay. And if you take any ranking system, and I'm ex-military, and I'll explain that one in a minute too. For example, half of the pools are going to be above average, and half of the pools are going to be below average. No matter how you rank them, you're going to have 50% are above average and 50% are below average. So if you have 1,000 pools, you're probably going to piss off 500 pool operators. Okay, that's just how it is. Fortunately, mine are on the higher end, but it's not just luck. I mean, we've done a lot of math and calculations, so do a lot of pool operators, but you also have to have a lot of stake to put in the game. You got to put a lot of not stake, but pledge, and you got to get started early. For example, but there are pools ranked on there, and I'm kind of curious about what the threshold is because they didn't show up. But anyway, the key is with any ranking system, half of something will be above average and half of something will be below average. If your pool or your evaluation, your fit rep, your performance reports, if it's in the half that's below average, it's going to upset you. I mean, that's just how it works. You know, when I was military, we had a ranking system that goes, you have let's say if you take 100% of promotable people, okay, of all the promotable people. Now, there are people that have significant problems or people that are not promotable. But if you take all the promotable people and you have 100 of them, 100 people, you can only rank 50 people as promotable. And then you're limited to up to 30% are must promote and 20% are early promote. So with every ranking system, and you know, usually people get upset and they say, wait a second, I've been doing this job well for, you know, a couple of years now, and you ranked me as promotable. They get upset because they know that falls into the lower 50% category of the promotable people. So it does, any ranking system does get people upset. And like my general rule of thumb I've learned over the years is 50% of everybody involved in a ranking system are going to be upset about the ranking system because they're going to fall, they or their pool or their product is going to fall in the lower half. I don't know of a better way to explain it. It doesn't make anybody feel better, but it does help people understand why the rankings keep shifting around or why people get pissed off about the rankings. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. That's just how things go sometimes. So any other questions in there? Bas Van East says, hi, Rick. So multi-wallet delegation is possible now? No, multi-wallet delegation is not yet possible. What you have to do is make multiple wallets in Daedalus. Let me see if I can show you my example here. Okay, what you do is you make more than one wallet. I have a video. So I have a video that's safer. I don't want to put my other data up here on the screen right now. I have a video that shows multi-wallet delegation where you create multiple wallets one-to-one. So let's say I want to delegate to 8 pools. I make 8 wallets. Then I put the ADA in the 8 wallets. The example I have in another video on my channel, I have 6 different pools. So I moved it to 6 wallets. Then I delegated one-to-one from each wallet inside Daedalus. So currently the limitation is you have one instance of Daedalus, and inside that one instance, you make multiple wallets. Then you delegate to multiple pools from there. And you can do the same in Yoroi as well. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. Currently, you cannot Rafiq Khan asks, how's voting going to work if your funds are on a ledger? I don't know. I don't know. That's a technological barrier. I mean, it's something they just have to build the technology to support that. And Vorsix asks, hey, Rick, are you excited for the product update tomorrow? Yes, I am. I signed up for it on Crowdcast. If you haven't seen it on the Crowdcast, I will put the link down below so you can sign up for that. Anyone who sees it by tomorrow. If I were able to find, I can't find it right now, but sign up on Crowdcast to get that product update. And then shortly after the product update, they release it on YouTube if you can't watch it live. But I'm very excited. I think we're going to get some really good stuff out of this product update because they've been doing a lot of work. And a lot of work always equals a lot of cool toys. Cool toys coming out. I think we're going to hear a lot about Marlowe and potentially about Plutus on tomorrow's update. Let's see. Carl says, personally, I think the tiles should be scrapped given it only works for a few pages worth. Using tables just appear to be a better way to do things. And I like the tables. So I'm going to play with it a little bit and see what is the benefit to a table and what is the benefit to the tiles. And I'm going to try to form an opinion on that. Right now, I don't have one. I think the table's neat, novelty. Maybe it's very functional. But we'll see. I've got to mess with it a little bit more before I really understand how it works. Elite Trance, good to see you here. He says, hi, just listening. Good to have you. And I think that's pretty much it. The last thing I was going to touch on is the puzzles. That's one more screen share for that. Let me bring it up. If you're interested, I have puzzles for Digital Fortress for the Digi stake pool. So I'll put that screen share up real quick. Here it is. I did one puzzle here on the 21st, 7 days ago. I've got a second puzzle built now, or I'm building in progress. This is the puzzles I do. All right. This one was solved by Maddie on October 21st. That was 7 days ago. And each epic, I'm going to do another puzzle for at least 5 epics. I originally want to go out 10, but I got to see how much engagement the puzzles get. It's a marketing technique to give back to people who delegate, but you really can't give back to people who delegate to your pool. It's kind of like a give back to the network and the community to say, here's a puzzle. So for people who like crossword puzzles, obviously, look, it's 24 words in there. And if you solve the crossword puzzle, the words make up the passphrase, and I leave a hint that helps you decode the key to the wallet, okay? Now, I did these about two years ago. I did these on the Cardano forum. So there's the puzzle. Oh, one last thing before I go into the Cardano forum. The puzzle, I put it in here as a PNG file now because I first loaded them onto the website. I posted it here as a PDF file and it looked good, but it didn't work in everybody's web browser and it didn't work on everybody's phone. A few people had reported to me that they just got a broken link icon indicator. So I had to switch it to a PNG and that solved that problem. So I won't be able to post it as a PDF. I like the PDF. I might put a separate link for a PDF so you can download it and fill it in, okay, or print it. But the PNG is also printable if you like those. So I'll see how it goes. As long as there's good engagement and people enjoy the puzzles, I'll make more puzzles. But the key is it has to have, you know, a return on putting that 340 out. It's working out pretty good. 340. I picked that number because that is the minimum pool cost, right? So as long as the pools are doing well, I'll be able to do puzzles and things of that nature to motivate people. But this is a trial run, so I'll give it at least 5 epics and see how it goes with that. All right. So if you like puzzles, I can also do word searches, and I figured out a way to decode the word searches to give people hints. And I try to keep the hints reasonable because people, not everybody is a primary English speaker, but I have to do the puzzles in English, of course, because I speak English. So I try to keep the hints kind of fun and a little bit easier to solve. That way, if English is your second language, the first one was solved by Maddie, and he's primarily Spanish speaking, but he did solve an English puzzle. So well done to you, Maddie. Good job. All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. And I hope everyone enjoyed the live stream so far. Any other questions? Let's see here. It's starting to look like PoolTool with the tables. Yeah. Oh, Mike Fullman from PoolTool. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, PoolTool with the tables. I like Mike's technique with PoolTool is he doesn't like to do ranking. His philosophy is, look, I'll give you all the tools that you need to sort your pools. You can sort by pledge, ROS, number of blocks, all that kind of stuff. And you can pick that way. So what he does is he gives you enough sorting tools to find the pool you're looking for. The old saying in the military is give them enough rope to hang yourself, but that's not really what it is. He gives you the flexibility and the tools to find it. And then other wallets and websites, they come up with ranking techniques, different ways to say these are the best ones. Some people like simple. They're like, okay, I don't want to do all the analysis. Just give me something to point and click. Which one's the best one? Tell me the best one to pick. Sometimes you'll meet people in Telegram and stuff like that, and they'll ask that question, say, just tell me which one to pick. There's 1,000 of them, right? There's 1,000 of them. Which one do I pick, right? So that's why you do that. Yeah, Mike says exactly. Thank you, Mike. I read your stuff, Mike. I read everything you say. You're a brilliant man. I love your stuff. Mike's pool ticker is love, and he's with Pagan Sky over there. So that's Mike Fullman in chat. Appreciate your work, man. You do great work with PoolTool. Really love it. All right, let me see. Dave has a question. Hey, Rick, what do some pools show up with no color ranking in new Daylist? Sorry if you covered this. I joined late. Yeah, I covered that early in the video. Quick summary there is they show up with no color because they're not ranked. I don't know what the threshold is. But the threshold appears to be if you dial in a certain pledge. The important part is the slider bar. You got to crank that slider bar up, crank it to the right, and then you'll see them rank. So early in the video, I showed dial it up to 3 million if you got 3 million bags, right? And you'll see all of them get ranked. And it's a threshold that is why they are not ranked. It means you won't make a certain amount of return. So, but I don't know what that threshold is. Hopefully that answered your question. My suggestion is play with the slider bar and look at how the rankings fall out. That's the only thing I can suggest for now. Let's see. Okay, hopefully. Oh, Dave has a follow-up question. Also, has the K parameter been changed? And what is potentially changing too? No, the K parameter has not been changed. My guess is it will not be changed until December at the earliest, based on my technological estimates on the velocity. That was just my guess. I said, okay, how long do I think this is going to take, right? So I don't think it will be. I think the earliest you'll see a change in K is December. And I based that on, I watched Lars and UMed's video over there on UMed's channel over on Slot Leader. And Lars said that they probably won't raise K until multi-wallet delegation is available. And so I just did an estimate and said, well, it's probably December-ish, but I don't know. I have no inside knowledge. So you'll probably see a rise in K maybe in December. If it's earlier, then yay. All right, good for the network. Yeah, I don't know when. All right, let's see. Did you miss out on the stake pool puzzle? No, you did not. Mashik, you did not miss out on the stake pool puzzle. I have the other one build in progress. I'll finish building it in the next hour or so, and I will post. I'll post it on the Digital Fortress webpage, and I will post a link to it on Twitter so that people can play around with that puzzle. So it should be in a couple hours. But I got finished building it. All right, but I do have the 24 words generated. You know, it's funny what I learned. Sometimes I have to regenerate the 24 words because it has some goofy words now. No, that's not a good word. Regenerate a new one. And I found that you will get duplicate words when it generates 24 words. You will see a word more than once because I had a few of them do that. I generated the puzzle. I started doing it in 2018. 2018 is when I built the first crossword puzzles using word seeds, and I didn't have as many duplicates because it was only 15. But when I did a paper wallet with 27 to make it harder, then I started getting duplicates. Now when I do 24 words, I occasionally get duplicates. And one time I was like crazy luck. I had two of the exact same words next to each other. Not one, I was a duplicate, but it was the exact, and I was like, this doesn't look right. Oh, I didn't know you can do that, right? I knew you could have duplicate words, but right next to each other was kind of weird. All right, so I just wanted to let y'all know that. Thanks for watching Digital Fortress. I'm going to punch out. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel if you like the channel. Leave me some comments down below if there's other kinds of videos you would like me to do. Let me know if you would like to come on Digital Fortress for a certain subject, like if you have a proposal in and you want to promote your proposal or anything like that. Just let me know in the comments section down below. And I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all have a good evening. And thanks for staking with Digital Fortress as well, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.